all the information. I believe. Perfect. On my Discord streaming. As well. Instead of like having music or not. When I'm playing the game, for to have no music, has music, nice. Then I do it the other way. Ah man. Ah. I was working perfect. Okay, fair enough. Get this to finish loading. Off to the races. Wait for my assets to go on sale so I can actually buy them all. Replace those. This is the right one, right? Totally is. I made all this last time. Did I not replace these shit? Is weird. I replaced. Okay, they just have a shadow on. I was like, wait, what? Wait for a second. Then I'm like, am I crazy? You're not crazy. Crazy, you're crazy. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it feels like. I guess the weird glitch. Clicked one of those things. Geometry. Something else. Counts the geometry. Thanks 5.4 for this bizarro world glitch. I'm fine with the stairs in here. I have doors one now, so it doesn't matter about me walking them. Also, I want additional doors here, but I don't super care. I don't have the assets anyway. I'm not working on this room because it's not necessary. I have this room here, and I just have the blocks you can't even see. Can't finish that room because I need the assets. Okay. Now that we've settled on that, I need to bring it to reach. Nothing worse than not being able. I even got any kind of traction on one of them. I'd probably start streaming ones I'm doing, but you know. I'm opening. So I probably need to go through and start replacing some of these things here so that they count, but I don't know if I care. It's fine. I don't know about this room yet. Got some stuff here. I figured I'd probably work on some probably more enemy behaviors, honestly, at this point, more combat. Should have the lights off for testing combat. Probably fine. I didn't actually get hit there. It's interesting. I don't know why it counts me as... It's like it hit me but didn't happen. That worked. Yeah, double jump, you could sneak in the thing that way. You not get into that? This doesn't really matter, does it? Any trouble getting under it? It'll be interesting to see if I like that room by the end. This room, I'm almost debating on my exact design for it. Kind of just putting more traversal blocks everywhere because it's just easier to have traversal blocks than it is to um, any other kind of block. This first might change things. I don't know. The fact that there's traversal blocks, oh, should use traversal block. A secret hidden maze up here. I was like, wait a minute. Open to my ceiling. Congratulations, everyone. We have conquered the glass ceiling for yet another woman out there. Poppet is, in fact, no longer restricted by the glass. Important to note. Important to note. A little maze up here, I guess. I just made everything out of these. It doesn't matter if the textures are completely warped because it's kind of a weird. Just make a bizarre. These are in the Patrick's place. The Bizarro world thingy. I'd have combat up here too. Have combat up here? How about that? Not be the right call. But I do like the occasional fun maze to find a freebie or something. Well, it's not really a free maze to find it, but I'll have the maze drop out somewhere nice so you don't have to walk back. I'm gonna make the walls this big though. Pretty fat wall. It needs to be a that's like pro levels, pro streamer levels of fat, you know? That much that you for those walls. Move on. It might not be terrible. I'll shrink this down. Kind of awkward. Here. Part of me wants to, well, I can't really block the window. I could try. One of the things I could do is I could actually make every interior on these have, I guess it's a redo entire wall because the outside's a different. It's set up as one material. I should have done two separate. Easier to change out some of these interior rooms, but just for that, probably. Another one here. Box and stuff. Funsies. I'll have periodic mazes to run through. I kind of want a cheese item for Poppet to find after going through this maze. Be that guy. Here's your cheese, little player. Good job. Doing something like this could be fun. May have it drop out on the other side way over here or something. You know, just so they can have some fun with it. It'll definitely be a thing that restricts your, forces you to use a lot of sanity to pull it off. Might even have some combats up here. I don't see why I don't. Also, how does that spawner hit? I guess the trigger distance is huge, but like 1500. Hmm. More trigger. Possible I need to light up on one of these. Kind of like back, back. On there when in reality it's Switch interface background. Look, going through the back end thingy for all the moderation does in fact play your stream too while you're at it. It almost want to be less thick. Not really a bad call. I don't want it to be the world's most complex maze. I kind of want it to be a little weird maze. The fact that you're limited in time to do it is a problem I think players will face. I'll have them drop that over here. Drop out right over by the other thing. Well, that makes the goal room here neat. I had all three of it. Can't really tell if it's higher or lower. Wish they put these on a geometry that doesn't really work like that, but if it did, very cool. Very cool indeed. I'm gonna run this all the way over to the side here. Every once in a while there'll be zany rooms. I'm not even sure I want that to go completely over. I don't think I do. I think I want this to go this way. I'm hoping to catch some of the usual crowd of my Discord, but I need a regular time that I stream again. That really makes a big difference. My original regular time was kind of around this time anyway. I want to block that off. Here. Without a dead end, not really a big, super complex. Just a fun little weird area. Make it to. But you're running out of sanity by the time you reach it. You're really having a rough time by this point. Imagine. You have to go very quick. Might put a refill point. It's ridiculous, but maybe I will. I'm not opposed to just that guy. You want to block. If I block it, I one's all made sense. Kinda. Good with double jump. Totally missed the jump. Oh, that's awful. Good, good, good. Pull that over again. Okay. I'm feeling. Back with it. Grab one of these. Make a garden in here. Look at that. Incredible use for in-house. Island. How this looks. else, just this. Hell yeah. It knows what it did. It's just not me having. Unless I want to make a, what you're even doing. I don't know what I could do. I could make it go down one level, like a mini. That would be like a little. We kind of. Right. Sometimes I'm inspired. This to. Exciting. Roughly. Around here, I guess. Like that. That. How would that figure it? Small. I'll kick on the music. At some point, it's just silence. I'm not actually testing calm. Some. I really want every room to feel very different. So this will, because this goes down, it will change how it feels quite a bit. I'd be surprised if it didn't. I don't know. All directions. Um. That won't work because I need to move this too. That'll be just fine. Really? But I didn't click that, or at least I tried to. Definitely messed up the geometry stuff with 5.4. Kind of annoying. Okay, it's not the worst problem I've ever seen. So, make this about the size I want the room. To get it roughly the size I want, I'll duplicate it and move it up. There can't be any extra. This Poppet's amazing ability to stand on everything. That actually looks quite perfect. Yeah, it's definitely perfect. Excellent. And let me duplicate this crap. Time. I don't know what I name the rooms over there, but just having the warehouse be different and kind of nice. These are actually kind of low. I might need it. Height them a bit. Okay, make it work. Second that I thought I didn't have the wall too, I was like, uh-oh. Oh, can't do that. Gotta get all moved up first so I don't have to try to find. That's tell you right now, that part's I have to do that. So It's in here. That'll put it in line with this upper floor. Now this just needs to be the same size, and it'll be perfect. Absolutely perfect. To a point. The reason why I don't tend to do that is that I actually want things at a lot of funny angles intentionally. I'm building a game for a tiny doll character. Her sneaking into weird areas is kind of important. Unfortunately for the walls, it's probably would be better. Like, I should probably put it on 10 for when I'm messing with just the walls. I just forget. But most of the other stuff I'm dealing with like little tiny things, so it's like tend to aim for a bit of variety on that. A lot of rotating of things and stuff. I had the floor selected. I don't even know why I'm doing that right now. I need this. But it's a good thing to think about, just actually having that selected. I don't always think to even change it for each thing. I just kind of leave it somewhere and just kind of get to designing. Okay, number lock is not on. That's fair. Yeah, it's I think for most things it really, like, you know, better to just stick with normal angles. Why not do this here? But the reason the numbers lock is just being finicky. You've been doing this for a whole year, huh? What have you been working on? Anything exciting? I like exciting stuff. Games? Huh? Inquiring minds would like to know. Spot there and there. I get this over the side so I can see what I'm going. Main core game? Okay, well, I mean, I guess I should have seen that coming, giving you a username. Fair. You've won this round, yes. What exactly is a main core game? Yeah, like a trailer or some gameplay footage or something, I can look at it, as long as it's not like, you know, some adult game or something. Nothing that would cause problems for me to look at it on Twitch. I'm currently streaming to both, and must now to two masters at the same time. It's gonna be slightly wider than that. In hindsight, I probably should have made it where this was actually in the wall part way. I'm trying to get this the exact right size because I want to duplicate it for purposes of making a negative block for cutting a hole in the floor above. I have a plan I came up with later, and Cyberpunk and Deus Ex style. That's always cool. Wait a second. Deus Ex is Cyberpunk. Wait a minute. You have to think of it. Deus Ex is Cyberpunk. Is that near the wall? I think it is. Huh. Cool. I mean, you know. I think the world could always use more Deus Ex games, or that style of game. slightly over. Just call it square. It's good enough. Be wary because the character's so tiny. She can actually run around on these little tiny spots here and get places she should. That's fair. Like dark horror type of thing, or like, you know, just like dystopian, or like. One second, and I will show you. I don't know why I'm not just increasing the size of this. It's stupid not to. The whole purpose of this is just to put a hole in the ground. I decided this one room was going to be a greenhouse, and it needed to be 2 floors when nothing else on this floor was 2 floors, so close enough, right? All right, so I'm making a 3D Metroidvania where you play as a doll who's like a person who was killed off and your soul was put into a doll, and you're running around this toy factory at night trying to find your way out. Oh, well, it's pretty hard to see the level design from above because, as you can see, it's like a building, a giant steampunky world. That is the slowest ever from moving around. As you can see, it's all happening inside this toy factory here. You only occasionally see outside whenever you happen to run around on the pipes outside or something. But overall, it's done mostly by rooms. To give you an idea. Turn the camera down, straight. Well, might be a bit laggy with all the streaming going on. That's typically, my computer's only so strong. Yeah, you play as a doll running around this tiny, you know, things like that, fighting other dolls. Also grab hold of things. Well, supposedly you can. Apparently can't today. I can't grab that. I figure out why. Yeah. Anyway. You sneak up on top of things. You fight using tarot cards that you've played throughout the game. This is the Fool. It operates basically like a giant sucker. I don't have a nav mesh down, so things aren't walking around. They do jump, but for purposes of this, you can see that. There's other mechanics like this, like the magician lets you pick things up and throw them at him. I need to round that, by the way. Nice. You can also use the magician and manipulate objects in the environment. Or to travel places. Collisions need a lot of work. That's okay. We'll get to it. Yeah, kind of has a bit of a little nightmare feel. Some windows can be opened. You're powered by a curse in the building, so if you go beyond the building, you'll die. So you don't really want to do that, but you can go out onto these things here and around to explore. You're also affected by the curse, which powers your magic. However, it lowers your sanity. If you run out of sanity, you die because the curse takes you over, so that's bad. You have to try to deal with that. I didn't replace these with their actual monsters. Well, they're supposed to be monsters you could fight, but they are, these are just, I put some animated ones here just to test them out. So, gives you an idea like that. Here's another room to show off a different mechanic. Nice, thanks. Thank you, thank you. Um, in here. So here is a different room where it's not a room where you're supposed to fight this character. It's a bit laggy because I was just testing out fighting in here, but nice, thanks. So this will demonstrate combat a lot more. Oh, before we demonstrate combat, let me put a nav mesh down. Pretty important to test combat, you know? Just saying. All the cool kids, they're running nav mesh. Yeah. You know how it is, you're moving levels or like, stuff around the levels and it has to load every time it touches a nav. You touch anything, it's to redo the whole nav mesh, so I just delete it whenever I'm not using it. But this will show you the Hierophant mechanic and the first mini boss. I need to do different sound effects for him. These are just regular enemies. I need to retime that. This is Patrick. So dubbed by chat because chat asks, what have you done with my boy Patrick? I'm still working on him, but you know. Thanks. So I have currently the star in here. I might trade this out for being called the Wheel of, just Wheel of Fortune, because that's one of the tarot cards here. It lets you exchange sanity for health and vice versa. If you go to light, it recovers your sanity, but you don't gain curse back, so you don't gain any powers. I don't know that much it uses curse yet, though. I need to build it up. Anyway, there's that there, and I also have the Hierophant, which there are these cursed objects. If you don't have it active and you jumped on a cursed object, they'll just kind of throw you and laugh at you. But if you have the Hierophant active, they stay in place. However, it slowly drains your, curse to use it, so if you're not in the darkness, it will run out. That's one of the mechanics of this. It's Dark Fantasy Studio. People who made it. Yeah, it's one of the jumping puzzles here. I'm hitting the wall like a weirdo. Yeah, I kind of discovered that, having a bigger world, like I had a more open world game previously, and what I found is having an open world was neat and all, but it didn't actually help a lot. Like, unless you have a mechanic to put there, it's like, okay, but what's the player supposed to do? And that kind of became a problem a lot. This is my... I started putting a lot of the dolls inside of boxes, and they're going to break out later for funsies. You can open the box, too. Oh, wait, I don't have the key for it. No, I can't. I can't open the box. I'm terrible. But I think I'm running out of Hierophant here real quick. I really hurry, I might make it. Ah, I made it. Oh, this is a solo dev project. I just do this in my free time because I, well, want to be a game dev, but I also have to work my regular job, so, Work's not going that fast. I've probably been working on the project for like 9 months, but I only work like maybe a few hours, a few times a week, so it's not like I'm like really busting on it or anything. I actually have mechanics for the other tarot cards almost entirely made, except for I haven't made areas to really test them yet. You do all this to get a key, and then with this key you can actually open a door. Yay! Yep, it's just me. Yeah. For those people who need it as a job and an income and can devote all their time to it, that's awesome. I'm happy for them, I really am, but can't do that. Can't do that at all. Yeah, I'm coming along fairly well on the mechanics. Right now I'm currently working on combat, but I decided to take a break and work on making an area that I thought would be... I have a mechanic plan for the Empress Tarot, which lets you cause plants to temporarily grow. You can reach higher places, because, every single thing in a Metroidvania has to either be some kind of weapon or something that opens up new ways to go. There are a lot of unique abilities, and the Empress Tarot will cause plants to grow. So I was gonna originally I was like, well, I'll just make, one floor of it because everything's on one floor here. But then I decided, no, could be a little more interesting. Oh yeah, I don't even have time to game anymore. I just don't. Like, I between running my own business and doing this, the game and test my own stuff. That's it. So it's just not there. There's just no time anymore. That kind of stuff. It's another fun mechanic to show. I have a mechanic where you can travel through paintings in order to reach like a painting world. It's like an SCP type of thing in between that lets you go between locations. And also you can rescue you rescue NPCs and drag them back to there in order to unlock stuff in the painting world. Hard to see when it's dark. Terrible. So it's an interesting enough mechanic, I suppose. Yeah, I try to make every room a bit different. And yeah, one of them. And there's a sorted I have a lot of the designs for Cursed Toys figured out already. Some of the bosses I'm still kind of working on, and other ones I'm actually just gonna get from the market. Is that open? Guess we'll jump in. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can use the magician to open and close stuff. This is my painting world. It's a weird SCP space. I actually worked on RPG Maker stuff beforehand, so I guess a couple years. So I actually have a pretty good knowledge of JavaScript. My ghost who lives inside of the paintings. I did a lot of things with RPG Maker that were dumb. It was actually a meme I did for a while where it's just like, I'll make it have like its own animation system and its own H-load system as well, and dumb crap like that, just for reasons. But before that, I didn't actually even know what a variable was, so I just kind of, learned that way. Ooh. I do have a dialogue system. It is, in fact, okay, but needs work. Oh yeah, you can pick them up and save them. You didn't spawn? I think I broke it because I was in the middle of doing that. Yeah? I might have exposed it. No? Not the one. Did I expose a glitch in this? I'm gonna show off another thing there I was building. I can just drop this character in here. There she is. I mean, is it really lucky? I mean, that just means that I haven't done anything useful for a really long period of time. Is that useful? This is my Forbidden Toys room that I'm working on, where all the some of the boss toys are going to be hidden away. I'm going to escape. I put them all in here yet. I have to do different music for the bosses and stuff. I've only put like 3 different musics in the game so far. I have to do a bunch of remixing and crap, and I don't want to do that yet. But there's no nav mesh in here. Nav mesh, come here for a second. I need you, buddy. 250, 50, I don't care. It can be. It really depends on what you're programming, like how complicated it is. And if you're doing, you know, stuff in here, then it's just node based. It's really easy. Oh, it's not far enough to the sides. But if you're, yeah, blueprints are awesome. As someone who's done a whole lot of coding, you know, by, you know, actual syntax-based coding, I can tell you, blueprints are amazing. They're the best. The enemy I was working on. I had like I think like 5 of the enemies made, and like 1.5 bosses, I suppose. I picked up double jump. I have to give her a new projectile. He spawns helpers. Gonna make her throw voodoo pins instead. But there's a lot of things I'm gonna do. But my favorite enemies. These things are hilarious. Do I have them out yet? I might not. Let's put them out. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's just replace these with minis. Let's not summon Patrick. No, Patrick. Not right now. These are great because these came about because of an animation like screw up. And led to a funny attack that they do. Because like they weren't supposed to jump; they were just supposed to do a little pirouette thing. But when I imported the animation from Daz, it was like raised up. So now they just do this little heroic, like, you know, hurrah thingy there, and then blow themselves to tiny bits. Which I just found hilarious. That was the coolest thing ever. I don't get out much. Windows save it immediately kicks me back to this room. Yeah, UE can make programming really easy. I guess it depends on how complex you want it to be. I mean, if you get into things like PCG graphs and some of the AI system stuff, you can make this really complicated if you want it to be. I mean, AI can get rich. I actually ended up, yeah, it was just a complete funny scenario where it's just like, oh look, I broke the animation, nice. Oh look, it works better now. I also have a ghost girl who floats around. I'm probably gonna have some sort of a thing where she's either present in certain areas and acts as like an instant kill if she catches you, or maybe have her summon if you're in an area too long. There's no nav mesh. Well, there is, but the nav mesh is over there. Come over for a nav mesh. I need you. Huh. Do what was intended. not holding the nav mesh. I moved it to way too much. Well, here's the reason why I don't keep nav mesh always on. All right, so I'm gonna move this chair now. Look, it's got to recalculate the nav mesh. I'm gonna move this chair now. Oh, look, it's got to recalculate the nav mesh. Maybe I don't like where the chair is. I just got to recalculate the nav mesh. Every time you move anything within the nav mesh, it has to recalculate the nav mesh. So I don't leave it on because I'll be here all day. Like that's really what it is. It's just it takes so long to deal. Oh, wait, I'm grabbing the chair, not the nav mesh. To me, nav mesh. Should just increase the size. I don't know. I'm gonna put this chair back. Supposed to be over there, not over here. This is an open world. It's just there are 2,974 actors. A lot of mesh things going on and stuff. There's a lot going on this map, but it is in fact an open world map. It's just, I mean, there's just limits on. Plus, I'm also streaming while doing it, so that doesn't help. But it's just that little bit of extra time every time I move something that there's no reason to have it unless I'm testing combat. And then I put them back out. It takes a moment to put out. Yep, she floats around and looks for things. I had the model, but I haven't bothered to make her look all ghost-like yet. So, you know, we're working on that. Her AI sucks so far. But she will watch you. I need to limit how far her head can turn around. Yeah, this is definitely a giant world map. See, the joke with this game is that Poppet here is not actually a tiny. She's not tiny at all. She's actually a regular sized character. I just made everything big. Because when you try to make everything small, Yui has a real problem with that. It doesn't like small. You make your character small and it's gonna just hate you. The lighting's terrible in here, Poppet. But yeah, that's what I've like this is actually just a huge map. And that made... What's am I at with this thing here? What else can I easily show you? I have like a whole area laid out. It's hard to see anything in the dark though. That's kind of one of the problems. It looks cool once you turn the lights on though. It looks terrible. But... Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that already on. It's all good. Lumens on. Like when you're using 5.4 lumens, your only choice. I guess there's screen space, which is like it's terrible. It's the new one they're experimenting with. It looks terrible. You don't. And then nanite for all the stuff that can have nanite. But it turns out I just have a lot going on, and especially when the stuff does something. Like if you just put a bunch of actors on a big open field or some crap like that, they don't do it. Like, actually, I am acting. You just move a bunch of static meshes out there. It's not gonna like you can have like I tried that with like 50,000 static meshes. It was perfectly fine. It's when you have them do stuff. They have to sit there and constantly optimize stuff in order to make it work or run efficiently. That's part of the problem. 5.4. I've actually upgraded over time. The main reason for switching to 5.4 is, well, pretty obvious if you watch it run around. I'm using the, I took all the animations from the game animation sample. As you can see her move around like that and everything, all those animations of her moving, that's the game animation sample in action. Except the flip, that's not. But climbing up things, build the game animation sample, It's definitely from that. Yep. It looked so good, I was like, listen. Why wouldn't I use that? And then I just made it so that she, would use the top half of other animations so she could swing her weapons while still using the game animation sample for the lower half. So yeah, I'm definitely on 5.4. The downside is you're stuck with Lumen, which I was stuck with it anyway because I have mechanics like movable lights intentionally, like cubes that are lit up that you can move around to get farther through the darkness so you don't die to the curse. But Lumen's resource intensive. It is not as efficient as the old lighting system was, but you don't have to, build your lights, which is nice. That part's great. But you still have to deal with the fact that it kind of sucks for resources. Maybe it'll get better over time. I don't know. I had to redo all my lights because Lumen doesn't like lights. No. Like if you take a point light, you drag it onto the scene, Lumen hates that. Put a bunch of lights there, Lumen really hates that. In fact, blah 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 Lumen visualization, I think it was what it was. Now, what was it? Yes, perfect. Enemies are also a resource I like too. Yeah, you see with this Lumen, I put 3 lights out there, and now it hates this. Like these 3 lights are too much for it. It hates that. But if you take a some situation where you just have the lights that are emissive and don't do anything, they suddenly aren't even bad. In fact, there's emissive lights all across here. I'll show you. There's all these lights here. What did it have a problem with? These. And some of the stuff inside, probably. Maybe up here or something, I don't know. But didn't hate these. Doesn't hate that there's a light every single spot. Oh. So, Lumen's interesting. Having to make everything emissive in order to make lights work, otherwise you use a gross amount of resources. Yeah. I had to remove all those because my FPS went down to I think like 20 or something like that on average. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still streaming, so that really messes with things. The streaming is just rough on the computer. Um, but when I switched everything to emissive, it went back to like 40 plus FPS just on that while still streaming. So you can see it makes such a gross difference that it was just, yeah. Yeah, I'm currently on the enemy train too, and it's it takes a lot of work. I ended up, I'll bring it up so I can show you what I was doing. I don't have one up yet. Yeah, I definitely believe in Lumen and Nanite as well. Good to see someone else who knows how bad streaming is for resources. They're like, how come it's so laggy? Well, my computer's doing a lot right now. Yeah, it's a bit busy. So anyway, my plan for... I've largely ditched the whole AI thing, like the regular AI, and now I actually just do it in the blueprints. I found this to be a lot easier because I tried doing it in the regular AI thing, which I got it working. But in order for it to work well, I had to use like 9 million interfaces, make a file for each and every little individual thing, or, and then put it all on the top of that, or I could just simply, oh yeah, I have a 3060. And then I also have uh, a 6070 for RTX 6070 that is running this, and then the 3060 is what's running the streaming. I have 2 graphics cards. Yeah, and I started putting all the, what would have been in each of those little AI files in just a parent class for the NPCs so they could all have it. And then since their children can use it, I just have the children, use the commands out of here. And it's turned into a reasonable method here. I split it to 4 phases: an info gathering, which most of the time they're just finding where the player is, and putting it as a variable, and then like setting the distance up, so I don't got to keep running calculations for that. Thinking phase, so it just bases it on distances and variables for what to do. Then an action phase. I'm currently working on this one. I'll probably ditch a couple of these actions. Just so I don't got to put the actions a million times over. And then a cleanup phase that just loops it. I mean, I don't know if I can actually give you a blueprint. Is that even possible? Is there a way to copy paste a blueprint? It'd be kind of nightmarish. I mean, this is just the generic setup. It works pretty well in general. You don't need this phase if you don't want. The reason I do it like this is how I set up almost all the things like that. The loop setup here. I create a custom behavior, right? And then I just set I start it here on the begin play. And then it just does whatever, and to make certain it's not an infinite loop, I just make certain to have a delay somewhere in there, and then it just runs it again. And this just dictates how fast they act, for the most part. Yeah, I found this to be pretty good. And I have more complex versions like that too, such as... Did I ever fix this one? This one I'm still working on. Oh yeah, this one I'm still working on. This was not a very good one. Find something new with that one. Guess I haven't done it yet. I was gonna have different phases where I just have like a battle phase type of thing. Like this character I think has one. Yeah. And then it starts running that branch only if that battle phase is there. And usually it's like, oh look, they're at 50% health. Okay, well I add one to the battle phase and now it uses a more complicated one. This was gonna originally be a boss. And she's still gonna be a boss. But she had a mechanic that I programmed in that still kind of working on making it look good. But she summons a little mini voodoo doll of the character. So she can attack that voodoo doll, and if you get too far away from her, she'll pull that voodoo doll to her and start hitting the voodoo doll instead. So you have to spend your time picking the voodoo doll up and keeping it away from the boss. I needed a boss, for the voodoo dolls. So yes. That's been my strategy. And a lot of these, I mean, it's still like AI move to types of things in here like that, move to actor or location type of thing. So away from targets, I started making more complicated ones down here. It's just instead of a jump forward, jump back, I just have a jump direction now down here. I kept these because some of the old ones are still using them. I need to delete them out. Move for directions. I built control points in too. Turns out that wasn't very hard. Yeah. But someone explained to me, I was watching this video and the guy was like going over the 4 different ways to do AI. And he explained that it was Ubisoft that just uses blueprints to do AI. That's right. Like the AAA company just uses blueprints to do AI. And they're like, look at these complicated blueprints. I'm like, well, I mean, compared to what my AI was, this looks less complicated. And then he showed me a bunch of other weird ones that I was like, I don't even understand these ones. He said that people were saying that the regular AI system that everyone tells you to use on YouTube isn't very good for complicated AIs. I agree. Like I was trying to get the complicated AI to work in those, and it's like really good for about a mid AI. Like if it's a really simple AI, you don't need it. It's just not worth the time. But if it's a really complicated AI, you got to move all this information around, tell it about all these different plot points and everything like that. It starts to get ridiculous. And that's how I arrived at doing this type of thing here. And as a solo dev, I can't possibly recommend more doing your AI in Blueprint. Just to save yourself the amount of work involved with the AI system. It only gets more complicated every new iteration of it. That's my advice. Dragon. Not fighting. I was gonna work on combat tonight, but then I got sidetracked because I was like, I'm gonna build stuff. Sometimes my brain just wants to build stuff. I'm the art guy and that. Yeah, you know, I'm sure AI will eventually be in here. Wouldn't surprise me. My problem with using AI stuff right now is still that you have to prove you actually have ownership of it, and you can't always do that. 100% on the train for it yet. Don't get me wrong, eventually it will be the thing that everyone does. That's true. Pretending like it won't be is just adorable and silly. But I don't know, with how long this project takes, AI might be okay by the time it's done. Oh wait, that's not a good thing. Damn. Not sad that AI be usable, it's just sad that it might take me that long to get to that point. I need to expand this a bit. I have a plan. Plan is also going to be to increase the size of this by a little bit. Not quite that much. That's probably fine, actually. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's not fine. Hold, please. I'm just going to do a quick update here. I'm going to, box 45. Box 45. Oh, that's right, the door, too. Hold, please. I can just hear Josh from Let's Game It Out. Hold, please. And just suddenly it all vanishes, and then like it comes back onto it, and he's built a whole city in the most bizarre way possible. Good enough. 14 as well. Good. Box 43. Yeah, I only recommend just, you know, just messing with the AI stuff. I followed some of the tutorials that people made just to see what it was like, and I did make a lot of little AI things. This one guy, I keep trying to follow his tutorials, and he's like with the event dispatchers. Okay. I kind of understand event dispatchers, sort of, and he's like component things. I'm not very good at referencing the component shit. I haven't found them to be as great. Like, they're like, oh, you put this actor component on there and do this and reference it this way with event dispatchers, and like going. Didn't work very well. I'm like, but what if I just have a parent blueprint? It's like having one for all of it. I have super parent blueprint. And interfaces. I love me interfaces. This door has to stay. Grab some stairs. Oh, it's not even a real wall. Oh, it is a real wall. It's just already locked in place because it's with static mesh now. All adjacent surfaces, please. Could have done this before I copied it a bunch of times, but listen, I didn't do that. There you go. It's my explanation for what happened here. I knew I was going to have to resize them no matter what I did, so it didn't really... Oh, those are real well. Remade and ready to go. Fine. I actually have plans for whenever the next sale is on the UE market for the assets I'm going to use, because there's really cool assets. I'll bring them up. They're so perfect for what I want to do. Black Friday is so close at this point. I might as well just wait for Black Friday. It's stupid not to. It really just is. I don't know what. I wouldn't. Having trouble with the Unreal Marketplace. I'll just type Steam. We sort by overpricedness. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, yes, this one. I knew overpriced would find it. Let's not listen to sound. Thank you, no. Yes. This beautiful thing here. With its, now, and you have like a floor that makes all the toys and everything like that. I also want to have something of a Frankenstein's type of lab where the, toy maker makes his more cursed toys. And then I'm going to have, it'll probably be the Judgment Tarot that, you can use to power things on temporarily in order to, move things out of your way and stuff. Heck is. Oh yeah. He added a bunch of things in order to build panels and everything like that too. That he doesn't have in this video because he hasn't made a new preview video. Got some other little videos to do it, but steampunk stuff is really hard to find. It turns out. And this is like $150, but I'm sure on Black Friday it'll be 75 or less. I'm just waiting. What'll be really interesting to see is next month Epic switching to the Fab market. So I want to see how that works. Hopefully I get to keep all my stuff from the UE marketplace, because I'm just saying. They're getting rid of the UE marketplace for the Fab market. I'm assuming there won't be the Black Friday sale until that happens. That's gonna maybe put a wrench in things. I don't know. We'll find out. It's like mid next month it's supposed to happen, so you're probably looking at about another 20 days. Yeah. That's good to hear. Because I'm, is there a delay on this shot? Like, there shouldn't be. Huh. Test this. I'm curious now. Because as far as I know, I set it to no delay. Yeah. Do a bit of a test here. I'm curious now. Back end, I will launch this out here. Chat delay 10. Wasn't that long? That was maybe like 5 seconds. Now it's to show up on the screen. How long is the delay for you? Oh. Well, because you're in Australia, and then how long did it take to show up on there? It's pretty fast on my screen. How long did it take you? 30 seconds? Huh. I mean, I have it set to no delay. It should just be immediate. But, you know, there's not a lot I can do for Australia. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be zero delay. Other thing I wanted, I'm looking to pick up is, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna add that to my, maybe get it later. As new as first, I believe. Hi, Laszlo Jamesti. Messi? I would say good morning, but good morning to you. I mean, it's actually 11:06 p.m. for me, so well, good evening for me. Ah, 22 seconds exactly. I don't know what to tell you. I was thinking of picking this character up as one of the bad guys for this particular area. This is the Karen version. She complains and goes to the toy manager. But otherwise, I'm probably not using that version. Yeah, I'm thinking this thing because this just seems like it'd be super creepy and wonderful. Let me get that. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you on the speed thingy. It just has to hit the YouTube servers. Because, well... I would assume that Australia would have YouTube servers, though I don't understand why it would, longer there. But, I'm over in California, so. Oh yeah, it's, 8 a.m. and hungry. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, everyone else has normal schedules. I'm the weirdo here. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm square with that. At this point. I just am. Don't question it. Don't worry about it. I'm square with it. I understand my fate. So here all alone in the dark at night. I act like it's some terrible thing and I'm not the one choosing to do it. Spoiler, I chose to do it. It's my fault. It really is my fault. Let's not pretend it wasn't my fault. It was always my fault all along. He had a pallet of stairs that had a different look to him. Did I not keep him? I know I have a set out there. Wait a second. Where'd I put him? I know I have a backup somewhere. Dropped it in the city. Let's go hunting. Where'd I put you? You're here somewhere. I know you are. I thought you were. Huh. Did I not save the stairs? Oh. That's unfortunate. Oh, I guess I'll do them again, huh? Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the lag. Like I say, if I type a message, it takes literally a second, but... I mean, yeah, I'll check the YouTube backend settings. We bring up the YouTube backend settings. I guess it's on normal latency. That's weird. Shouldn't be. I think what happened was I ran it through Restream. I could also stream to Twitch. And they defaulted to normal. I don't believe I can actually change it once it's running without completely restarting this. I'll tell you what, I'll be streaming tomorrow night. I'll have it fixed by then. Because it looks like that I normally have it set when I just trigger the stream from Streamlabs that it should say none of that, but since I decided to switch to Restream to try to stream to Twitch as well, yes, they defaulted to normal. Normal's like 20 seconds, so sorry about that. I will, in fact, have it fixed the next time. I don't know where the stairs went. Whatever. There's a building over there. That's what I'm looking for. Oh. Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you wandering back tomorrow. And yeah, I appreciate letting me know because, well, for me, it looks like there's no lag no matter what happens because I'm obviously, you know, right here. So, unless someone tells me, I have no idea. But now that I know, I will fix it. This might be too big for this. What's way too big? See if I can make some really ornate stairs for here, and I was just going to retool them to look the right look, but I might just be using regular stairs. Or even just wait until I get spiral stairs for later. Okay, this camera is the worst thing ever. You're want to keep up on when I stream. I have a Discord where I always post that I'm streaming. There. I don't even know what Sketchfab is. I know they mentioned it, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I don't even know what that is. That's it. Epic's just like, but Sketchfab, and I'm like, and that is what? Okay, nav meshes need to go. Nav meshes are gone. It's just being slow. I guess I have a bunch of stuff open in the background that I didn't have before. This is gonna be way too big. I can shrink it down a bit more. Maybe 3 is better. Maybe 2. Maybe way too big. Maybe if I make it tinier, I might get away with it. I don't know. This room's not very big. It might be just way too big a set of stairs. Huh. I really need very specific models, so I'm not even sure. Like I've been using I use like Daz 3D to make my own stuff, the really custom things. I don't think this will work. But for anything I didn't want to custom myself, which is quite a bit actually, considering how hard it is to, how much time it takes. I'm kind of looking at the UE marketplace, but I'd be happy to use something else too. I know for a while there was like Art Station, I think was the other one, but I didn't like it because they had these ridiculous like licensing restrictions on what I could use it for, and it was just like, I don't want to deal with that. I have no interest in that. I'm not gonna deal with that. And you know, people were like, but it's better for the artists. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna worry about that. Buy it from the Epic Marketplace and it'll I can use it an unlimited number of times in whatever I like. That's what I'm looking for. Like, if you use it over 100,000 times in posts, it's too much. I think the Marketplace works just fine for what I need, but if they have it. Convenience is nice. If you catch things on sale, it's pretty nice. It's just not tall enough. I guess this room could be bigger intentionally. Nothing really stopping me from making the room bigger. How big should this room be? Having like a weird garden type of thing would be kind of neat. But, this is a sketch fab. Huh. I mean, it's interesting. Oh yeah, copyright infringement. Perfect. Exactly what I want. More copyright infringement. That'll go over well. Hey everybody. I have this completely unique character in my game. You've never seen them before. It'll be fine. Perfect. Exactly what I've needed. Up. My other completely unique character will do great in this game. Funny. Depending upon the usage license, maybe it could be good. Oh, the search is this giant one here. Steampunk. Oh look, someone's selling you know what? I think this is actually illegal. I'm almost certain it is. Yeah. Well, I dare say someone stole an outfit out of Daz and is reselling it here, but they aren't allowed to do that. Huh. That's good to know. Be careful what you buy from these people, by the way. Because this is stolen. I know because I actually own this same pack from Daz. From the person who made it. With all the individual, you know, outfit pieces. Nice. Just gonna save that and send that right over to the person who made it. Nobody likes a thief. It's also literally what my character's wearing. I quite literally have it on the character of this game. The outfit I gave her. Except the hat. I didn't want the hat or the glove thingies. These aren't going to work in here. I don't see how it's going to happen. Unless I want to make it huge. Oh wait, what am I doing? Now we do this. I reverse the direction. If I made it longer, like what if I made this room like twice the size? I don't know if I want to do that because I have other rooms above. I don't know in this room. Yeah, a lot of these places have these limited licenses where it's like, okay, well, you're only allowed to have it be viewed like 100,000 times in a month. which is terrible because if you put up any kind of post with any kind of, you know, any kind of virality, you'll exceed that and you're broken the license. Or what if your game gets shown by a bunch of people in a month? What then? You know, like, that's a lot of why I stopped using it. Stopped using, why don't use ArtStation. Yeah, I definitely, you know. I mean, all I did was search for steampunk. I didn't do anything besides search for steampunk, so I'm not surprised it's unfiltered. You know, like, I'm just gonna leave that room for later. Maybe I'll work on enemy AI or something. Might clean up that one character. Yeah, it's... I'll talk to him. I don't want to spend a lot of money, so the goal is to always, you know, outsource your stuff as much as possible. Like, and I prefer graphic packs. Just, if someone's made it and is selling it for cheap, my theory is that most people are never going to use it in the game anyway. Like, lots of people will buy it, but most games never make it to market. So, I'm perfectly fine with custom for only a couple characters, and even then only so custom. But the fact that person was selling that for $8, that's just... I wonder if that's the same person. I guess I should check. Any 3D digital. I go over to the place I typically do for models. I normally do ads for stuff, and they're pretty good. They're I like to refer to it as doll only fans because half the stuff there looks exactly like what you would expect it to be. But they're good for like making custom stuff yourself. The person here. I'll investigate it later. I'm streaming now. I'll deal with it later. I'm curious. Oh yeah, I've been scammed twice so far by the UE Marketplace. So I have, let's see. Here are my favorite scams. I was doing like nightmarish toy thingies. Looks cool, you know, like toy stuff, thing like that. Exactly what I want. Although all the reviews have been deleted, huh? Oh, here we go. Red Thread Games asked about this. The guy pulled the stuff down, by the way. I went and looked in their game and found the assets in the playthrough of their game too, just to be certain. Pretty cool, huh? Sound sucked. And then FX will probably find it. Yeah, the Ultimate SFX bundle by Sidearm Studios. It looks, you know, legit. And I think they are, except for a bunch of their sounds were revealed by a YouTuber to have just been stolen from expensive Hollywood, you know, sound libraries. And they are, you know, they have more than a few assets. So it's not like there's some rinky-dink losers. In fact, this one was given away for free at one point as one of the months. So, I mean, they have stuff. I got a humble bundle with a bunch of their stuff. But now I'm like, do I even use any of the sounds in there out of fear that they've been stolen? Yeah. So there you go. Those are my two ones where I got scammed. Part of their Discord, they just refuse to respond to the allegations, even though there's the guy's literally just sitting there with like the actual like waveforms showing you exactly the same. 10 out of 10. So yeah, you gotta watch them. People, there's so much theft and everything in this. It's You just get left holding the bag. And I thought that those places were, you know, legit, so... Because, I mean, they looked legit. I bought things from Humble Bundle, for gosh sakes. Oh, this one has a determined target. Yep. I call it. Thinking. There we go. I don't know, I mean, I appreciate the heads up on Sketchfab. It might prove useful. Maybe. Make sure I don't get everything this time. I just want this. This one needs such a serious cleanup. Like I made a mess. But yeah. That's my sob story. Battle Phase 2 is huge. Actually, this is just straight up thinking as well, too, for that matter. This is before I had it set up, you know, to be more unique. Alright. Well, I'm gonna cheat. Never recode things if you don't have to. Copy paste every time you can. Every time you can. Yeah, refresh the nodes. Sure. Just call it actions, and then we'll make that clean up at the bottom. Copy it 'cause I'm lazy. Yeah, this spider method, I did not like it at the end of the day. It just literally turned into... I don't even know what to say. It turned into this. I have no idea what anything even is. Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, the character info. Pulls the remaining in there. Summon unit, so... We're just gonna start adding to the bottom of this here. I need to steal a bunch of the animations from the Paragon. There's a Paragon who actually uses a voodoo doll. Has animations for using a voodoo doll and everything. It's exactly what I need. I didn't realize the Paragons have a huge amount of animations. I mean, steal's the wrong word. It's free to use if you're using Unreal Engine, so you should just, you know, if you get tired of Mixamo animations and don't want to buy them, there's probably 1,000 animations just waiting in the Paragon packs. It's very nice. 10 out of 10. This can go in the thinking phase, right? Yeah, I mean, if you can use them, you might as well. They've got sound effects, VFX, just custom animation. They have all this stuff. Like, if you can use them, you should. Now, I can't use them because I decided to make a steampunk game about dolls. So it kind of limits what I can use. But, you know, for those people who didn't do that, it's just information. I don't even know why I'm making a sequence. Okay, well, I mean, you know, the Mixamo characters work. They got a lot of animations. I mean, I target my animations from Mixamo, but I mean, the Paragons are probably better. There's a lot of free characters for just on the marketplace if you don't have a lot of I guess a lot of options. Because I mean, yeah, quite a few, including the Bookhead monster, which has got to be the most random thing I've ever seen. You can make a pirate game or, you know, adventure. There's some things. Whatever this is, those. Yeah. Nah, the Paragons, there's so many to choose from that are just so good. And I guess there's some stylized things too, I suppose. But I mean, these are pretty high quality. I think this is actually the one with the voodoo doll. So I don't know, I'd probably use them if I'm definitely going to take the animations and maybe some of the sound effects and VFX, because solo dev, not rich. But can't use any of the characters. I could actually if I broke up the textures and like retooled the textures themselves like in an art program, so that, you know, oh, right now the main project file is stupid. I think it's like 60 gigs or something because I just pull entire packs in there to mess with. Yeah, if I went through and like say replaced like all of her skin textures with like some sort of doll texture, I could use one of these types of characters, but she wouldn't fit for her outfit. Still, could do that. Yeah, I think at one point the file was like 90 gigs or something because I just pull everything in. I don't bother to really worry about sorting it. I mean, I don't need to. I'm not shipping it tomorrow or anything. That's for certain. I guess I could ship it tomorrow, but I'm gonna do this too. Target actor. Oh wait, never mind. Determine target sets it here, right? Oh, this character is a monster. Okay, yeah, it already does it. Yeah, whatever. Oh wait, reset action. So reset. I'll make the battle phases the thinking phases. Run this down to the cleanup. Dump this down here for actions so I don't gotta do them twice. Yeah, it's I think before I even did anything else, just the stuff that makes my city is like 12 gigs. But I mean, I built basically the whole city out of it, and I also took the stuff from the Victorian house, which I think is like 4.6 gigs, and then I took the stuff from a lot of things. I think Poppet herself is like 300 megabytes. Got a lot of things in here. Once I actually export it, it goes down to, I think, like 20 gigs or something like that, and that's not even optimized, so... I have the whole ship thing in here, and the ship thing is like 7 gigs, and I don't even need all this crappy ship stuff. I just wanted some things there. It's not even that great for it. I actually want non-pirate ship stuff, so... I think like 8 gigs of sound files, and... 0 out of 10 would not recommend. The amount of crap I have. Yeah, that's gone. What are her other actions? She summoned a voodoo doll. Oh, okay, she needs a super attack. Didn't have a super attack yet, but I don't actually have to, like, one of the best ways to program a lot of these AI things is actually to not even put, don't even program the attack. What you do, or the thing like that, you just simply put a print string in for when they would do it. You have, like, at least you know the logic is correct for where it's going to be. And then later on, you can, you know, actually put the real attack in. So right now I'm going to take a thing here for super attack, and I'm just going to put the print string down here as the action she performs. That's it. You know, just a print string saying super attack, so I know. And then later on this will get swapped. I also need a reset command at the end of this. Reset action. Rather than drag over to this, I just simply put the thing at the end of the chain for the reset action. I'll neaten it up later. It's fair. It's definitely fair. There's so much to learn. I think that I've found the secret for UE is to just use only the systems you need. Because UE is so complicated, it can do basically everything. But you don't really need like 4 different ways to do AI. One will get the job done. You probably don't need like multiple lighting systems. In 5.3, there was 3 different lighting systems. You probably just needed 1. Do you need 2 different systems for doing on sensing? No, one of the systems is absolute garbage. Don't use it. I mean, there's a lot of duplicate systems and duplicate ways of doing things. It's just like, well, you could use all these systems. That's like, do you use event dispatchers and actor components? I don't. I found that just having parent blueprints plus interfaces is enough. You know. So that's kind of how I do it. It's just like, well, you could do all this stuff, but what if I'm just saying you... I tried PCG graphs, which they just aren't performant at all. Like, I went from 60 FPS to 30 FPS with just one PCG graph, and I was like, that's when I converted it to a stamp. Like, it was faster before I converted it to a stamp. Didn't I just leave it as not even converted? But if you do that every time it gets moved, it changes everything, and you can't build levels around it. So you got to convert it to a stamp, kinda, unless you do it at the very end, and it's... I don't know about that. At least that's what I'm seeing here. Let's see. I'm gonna have a summon unit mini pop. This character is going to be so complicated by the time I'm done. That's kind of the whole purpose of this. This is going to be an actual boss. So. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to make an enemy, and the enemy needs to have things like health bars and, you know, interact with the player's attacks and things like that. You know, all the stuff that could happen, you could sit there and program it over and over and over. Like if they're in combat, having to make them fall so if they're launched, you know, if they're damaged, if they die, if they're gonna fire a projectile, these things like that. You could do all these individually, or if I want to apply conditions to them, you know, like poison or something, I could program that each and every time over and over, or I can just have a parent blueprint and make children, and then all the children have these, and I never have to program it again. And if I have to change something, I only have to change it once, just in the one parent blueprint, and never again. So the parent blueprint will have all the interface thingies too. Some of these are not necessary because Poppet has the same thing, so she has her own. Yes. So it's just a lot easier to do that, and then now everyone has all these same things to work with. And also why here, you know, I can just go, okay, well, the action I want them to perform is to jump in a direction. And that's already programmed on the NPC here. And it just goes, okay, well, the jump direction says do all this. And you could put this on every single one. You want to? Really? Now there's the argument for actor components, which you just put a component on each one. But even then, you could just put that same component on your generic, you know, parent and then move it down. I find the parents usually best. Now, if it's just something that's not like, if you're not going to recycle code on it, like it's going to be a unique thing, whatever, there's no reason to have a parent. But, you know, let's say I have like, I was putting all these things here for the, you know, traversables, and this is my placeholder for putting the real thing in. Now, I could do that, but then this is also an object that raises the character up, so, you know, it should be standing on nothing. But what I can do is I can make children of this type of blueprint of the level traversable thingy, and then just give it a different mesh, like this table here. And now this has all the code of the level traversable. Except for now, I don't have to do anything special. Like, it's a level block traversable. It has all this code ready to go. But I can still move things around and stuff. So it just saves a lot of time. Or I have lights. Or another thing that every single one of these needs to deal with the fact the player is in the light, if the lights are turned on and off. The outline for, you know, if a little thing appears with the mouse over it with like the cursor or whatever, so you can turn it on. They have like interface things. I mean, I could do this for all of them, but what if I make a change? So I tend to go with more complex blueprints, but it's always because it's a parent. And then everything else is just a little dopey child of that with various things. So this might be efficient to just do this, but whatever, I'll just build this character out. Yeah, so I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. So if you want to do a different way, not saying my way is the only way or even necessarily the right way, just that's kind of my preference, is just, okay, well, I don't want to code it twice. I don't. Parents are good stuff. Another one, like I have weapons too that are the same way. Like code I have for my weapons is pretty major. Plus their own interface stuff to play with. Not all of them, just the ones that are lit up are usually the ones that are actually ones used, but I didn't really want to redo it all, so what I'll do is I'll just set a bunch of, you know, public variables so I can just change them individually for each one. And I also usually expose them too, because if you expose them, it'll put it at the top. That's the thing. It just puts it at the top of the list. It's so much easier to find it. Just like, oh, it's right up here now because I exposed it. That's all it seems to do. It just puts it at the top. Now, if I want a new weapon, which pretty much everyone's using weapons, I don't have to make. It's usually just change the line trace length and then position it, and that's it. That's all I gotta do. Oh yeah, I gotta click if it's an enemy one or not. That's, I have Poppet's weapons all run through the same thing. Actually, I mean, I had an interesting system for that too, which I think works okay. I just tag stuff. So is it an enemy weapon? If it's true, then did it hit Poppet? Does it have that tag? If so, okay, cool. If the actor's like mini pop, the little, Poppet voodoo doll, it does things like that. But if it's like, Poppet's weapon, did she hit an enemy? No. Did she hit mini pop? No. Did she hit something she can destroy? Using tags really helps too. This is based on the line trace thing, where it's just you have a line trace, and if the line trace hits an actor, I have it set up where if it hit the same actor, it doesn't trigger. I've had that problem, multi-hits. Yeah, you do that. And my line trace is based on an arrow. The arrow is just on the weapon. And if I want to move the arrow around, it changes the line trace areas. I mean, like, I find it works. Tags are really good. There's also gameplay tags. I only kind of understand them. They're in an actual physical file. But I guess they're the new thing, and their support is... They're working on it. Yes. Like many things in the world of Epic, it's experimental. About that, indeed. I gotta have a summon mini pop. I used to not have the reset actions. I used to actually do this. I'd have a sequence up here. Like, it'd be like, do once, sequence, and then it would have it as this. It would have like a delay right here, and then the delay would loop around to the reset. Actually, it would loop around to this, setting the current action. But I decided I wanted to be able to delay things like more individually than that, so I stopped that. It does work. Yeah, she has stuff based on her remaining HP. I have another character who runs around and flips off lights because the Poppet's hurt by me in the darkness. So she tracks the lights, like specific lights of her. Unique lights. Well, this is just a thing to test to see what the current action is. I haven't looked at this particular one in a while. I just didn't want to redo all the ideas for the code, so here I am kind of messing with things a bit here. We'll make this the basic attack here. Let's call it attack. It might get a different name in a second. Attacking. I'm just gonna call it attack. The worst part about doing it this way, though, is that there's no real tutorials on how to do it in blueprints. You just have to understand how blueprints work. So I guess if you follow some of the how to make a specific type of game thing, some of the tutorials I followed for like make a your own action adventure RPG, you know, a 3D one like that, and it'll be like 30 different videos someone will follow where they make a million mistakes and do it all the wrong way. A lot of them will often do things in blueprints, so you can actually learn that way. But most of the time, like, AI is always, it has to be done this way, I think, so. You will learn a lot about interfaces, though, if you do it that way. AIs. Just gotta remember, never cast the things if you can avoid it. You can cast to an actor if they have a tag. I think that is it like how'd that work? There's a way you can do it without referencing, and I keep forgetting about it. It's actually very good. I should remind myself. I think this character does it, or her lamps do it. Might be her lamps do it. That's what it was. The table lamps, there you go. Yeah, instead of getting like a specific actor, like if I get all actors of class named Violet, like her own little thing there, then she's forever tied to this, and that sucks. But if I just get everything with the tag of Violet, it's no longer tied. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, this is like, I don't know if you ever looked at size maps or not. This is the size map for her table lamp. Not bad, it works. And it can still find, you know, Violet as a character by simply doing that way. However, if I do this, it's all actors of class, and I type in Violet, and instead I do it this way, and link it like this. Now when you look at her table lamp, come to me table lamp, where did you go? Opening it. It should make her table map huge. Oh, table map huge, right? In theory? Or did they fix that finally so that's not the case? Size map? Oh, here we go. Yeah, and now because of that, because I linked it that way, now the table lamp is 2.9 gigabytes. Violet needs some work. She's got some connections. It was a really old thing I did, but still, kind of a difference. It's because it's enemy. I think I was messing with some dumb crap with this character, but still, that was terrible. Don't do that. Terrible plan. It's just absolutely the worst thing ever. But if you just give them an actor tag, they can find any tags of any actor with that tag. If it's a unique tag, they'll only find the one thing, and then suddenly, back to being 7.4 megabytes. That's a really useful thing to note. Casting can be a real bad thing. Like, especially early on, people make those really pretty worlds, and then they haven't made any particular anything yet, and then they start casting like crazy, and then, why is my game so slow? This is why. Now you know. Don't learn the way I learned, which was the hard way. Don't do that to yourself. Don't ever learn the hard way. Don't learn the easy way. Said act. I'm sure there's people who are crying in pain at the way I do this, so, you know, whatever. Determine target, get distance to target does not seem like something that should be here. I do think determine target should be a thing, though. But I already have it. Right here. I get the sneaking suspicion that because this is going to loop once a second, he doesn't need to get the target more than once a second. Like, it's probably fine. Maybe she does. I can have her do it again, but duplicate actions. This is me cleaning up a blueprint that is just a nightmare. It was a time when I was proud of it, just so you know. It was a time when I was proud of even this creation. I actually made an old game a long time ago, and just like I spent like a couple months testing out UE, and then had like a bunch of health problems and had to stop. But yeah, it was a completely different game that I foobarred like crazy by just simply doing all kinds of dumb things. It was pretty funny. This is just supposed to be a thinking phase, so phase set equal there, does this, that's the battle phase, increments it to here, and this triggers. I might have a third battle phase, honestly. Some of this stuff I'm learning myself. Like, I mean, I know how to make it work, but it doesn't mean I know how to make a good AI. You know, it's like I know how to make this, then the ideas for what to do with her. But yeah. I don't know. You'll definitely spend the most time playing with AI, though. Like, it's definitely a thing. You're gonna really, I needed some sort of increment, I think. Or I guess there's delays on these, so they can only do it so often. This would ever summon one every 10 seconds. I'm probably going to switch out the model for this character. It's like a placeholder model because it's not good. But that's okay. Probably if that went off the UE market that came out, I think like a week ago, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Now we have a nav mesh. Now it's actually useful for something. Oh yeah, I have to have it randomly try to jump on things. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have specialized point setup, like actors that it can. Oh yeah, the streaming pool size. I definitely have made my streaming pool very large. As far as the AI should use, I guess it just depends, really. I mean, I'm doing blueprints. Like I say, it's good enough for Ubisoft. It's good enough for me. I also just understand blueprints, so it makes it a lot easier. A lot of people just recommend the regular, you know, AI that you see all the time. Which would be this one with blackboards and stuff. I found this to be complicated to learn. Like I did learn it eventually, but it took more than a few tries to wrap my head around. And when I finally wrapped my head around it, I did no longer like it. That's me. Those are usually the two main ones that people talk about. I don't even understand what the other two even are. Like I saw a guy trying to explain like the 4 different ones that are available. And I can't even tell you what the other two are offhand. I'd have to I can try to find it. Unreal Engine option? I don't know. I what it was. There was a video explaining. Watched it so long. forgot what it was. Something I watched a very long time. Huh. I don't even know. Yeah. People really... It sounded like the people who really liked, really complicated code. Like the kind of people who run, you know, the most complex flavor of Linux. Ones where they don't even have a visual interface. It sounded like the kind of stuff they would like. Like, okay. But the thing is they're experimental. Because, you know, what isn't experimental in Unreal Engine? So the most non-experimental ones are, well, obviously blueprints, which is the least experimental possible. And then the behavior trees are like the next most used one. But I don't quite understand. You know, I'm just pretending like I have any idea what they were even talking about. I'm just like, okay, that's great. Good system there, buddy. Love it. Working good. You got this. Okay. And yeah. Let's go ahead and move to target act. Their AI system is a trap. I think it's just overwhelmingly complicated for the sake of being complicated. Be the best way to put it. It's just literally complicated for the sake of being complicated. Not like the worst thing you could do with your time, but it's real complicated for reasons that I don't get. Okay, cool. Is it cool? I don't know. Maybe. Most of these aren't that complicated. And if you're just going to have it move towards the player, it's a joke. It's, you don't even... Yeah. I mean, functions are great. What's great about a function is that it gives you code that you can basically recycle everywhere. And different things can have different functions that are like, you know, the same function can be slightly different on things. Like, there's not a big difference between it and macros, except for that macros can't be referenced by anything except for that blueprint. Like, they can't be referenced by other blueprints. Most of the time, I tend to use functions or interfaces, which are basically just like functions. Like, I don't know if you understand how interfaces work, but you don't. Like, let's say, you know, I want a function here that's it's gonna... I already have a get player health, but whatever. Player health. I'm not going to keep it, but whatever. And then this is great, you know, it's like, okay, get player health. Well, what does it want? Well, you can have an input for this function, which is just like, okay, well, who wants it? Which is fine, I guess. Or just an output, just saying, okay, well, I'm going to have it output the float. Okay. Oh, let's just player health. Why not? Save that. Then we go over to my NPCs here and go, actually, I give it to the player too, but you go over to the class settings and then you give it implement interface and you add the interface. In this case, this one was BPI combat. It's already got BPI combat. You can't add it twice because it's already on here, but now it has access to this function. I also gave it to the player. And Poppet's the player character. So let's see, player health is what it's called. I have this interface here called get player health. Okay, cool. Now, I can give it any variable I want for this. I think I just have a variable file, maybe not. Stats. Player stats. I have my player stats in here. Let's I'm gonna find health. I'm gonna send this information over to this. Cool. Now, the NPC can grab it by just simply going, okay, player health, EPI combat here. So we'll do a message. Make certain it's a message, so it sends to another target. And the target's going to be, I'll just get the player character. Right? Okay. So now, when it runs this here, it will go to the player character. It'll send a message saying, hey, I want this. I guess you could. I don't know. Depends on what you want done. And now, then, from this point on, the this will spit out the information that you got from that interface. Like, it'll spit out what you put in here. It spits this out. Say you want something else. You want, like, you know, I don't know, like a name. I explain it. Like, it's like your name. I can go, okay, save that, and now I can go over to the player here. Now player name's a thing. This character's name is Poppet. Now, I'll just have all my NPCs just to show off what's happening here. I'm looking for the begin play because I have so much crap going on in these things here. I'll call it it's player health message. I don't know why I didn't grab this. Copy paste it. I did. I should have copy pasted this. I'm stupid. Sure. Do this. And string. I don't want the duration. I want to go to here. I'll have it sit for 30 seconds because in 2 seconds it'll probably vanish and I won't see it. So that's terrible. And then player name. Copy paste that. Add this over here. Crap. Now if I drop out here, you'll see it. Takes a second to load because there's so much crap going on, but see, every single enemy that loaded up all gave me the player's health and her name. But the reason why you do this is because, you know, she's 1.5 gigs because of the animation system adds a whole bunch, the new one. But she doesn't link to the NPCs at all. They don't reference directly at all. It doesn't cast, so they're not, you know, bound at the hip like they would be if I literally cast to the player character and said, okay, well, I'm casting to Poppet here, you know. I'll just do it. Watch. I'll just show you what happens. Like, I'll just be like, okay, well, cast to BP Poppet. My character's name here. It's the player character. Sure. Neat. Let's promote this to a variable here. Actually, yeah, you gotta context sensitive this stuff here. Promote to variable. Cool. I'm not gonna leave this because this is like the worst optimization ever. A lot of people tell you to cast your player character. Never do this. Okay, cool. I did that. That's great. Neat. Okay. Close that there real fast. Save everything. I've saved it. I don't show directly on Poppet. She's being cast too. But now the NPCs as you can see, BP NPC now casts to Poppet here. So she's loaded too. So now 1.4 gigabytes are loaded extra. So now if I go to, like, you know, this AI or this boss I'm working on, she's now 2.8 gigs because she too is loading everything from BPMPC, which includes Poppet. So, as you can see, casting the player character can be terrible. He's like 1.4 gigabytes larger because Poppet's such a big character. Half your game is going to be the player character anyway, so you expect them to be huge. Favorite part of making this, making a game? Probably graphics. Probably. I do enjoy the puzzle of coding. It just depends on where I'm at in my day. Because, you know, if it's early in the day, I'm all like, yeah, coding's the best. If it's really late, I'm like, you want to code? My least favorite is sound work. Because I hate having to listen to each individual sound file to try to figure out what I need. Which is why I haven't really done the sound stuff. I set up where it's going to go. And I could change it for each character, and I just haven't done it. So that's a thing that I could do, but I didn't want. Do not wish to do this thing. Music's obviously a joke. It's super easy to put it in. I don't know how to really make music. I'm kind of a loser when it comes to that sort of thing, so I'm just deleting all this crap that I don't need. And I don't need this on here either. Some of these things I probably need anyway, but I just kept them for. Yeah, I would definitely say graphics is the most fun. I like designing cities and things like that. I like messing around in DAZ, making characters. I mean, I made these boxes for the toys and everything like that. And I enjoy these too. I even set it up so I could change what, you know, they look like. Is it clean? Is it dirty? Is it frozen? Frozen looks better from the inside, I guess. Interesting. Might look better in the games. Probably should hide this too. Nav mesh, that's just additional resources required in order to do anything. You can see the bit of frozen on there like that. Got shattered. Make them wet too, inside things like that as well. They open as well. So I make lots of crazy things that have lots of options. I can just drop map design as part of the art. I mean, I guess it's not technically the art, but I have to build things to show my world off, so it's kind of part of the art. I can see it go either way, you know? I could fix this character's animations too, probably. She's probably just broken. I'm probably not gonna use this model, so I don't care terribly much, but the problem with map design though is you have to have all your mechanics already set up, otherwise it doesn't work right. This character's just broken. So broken. Oh, I wanted to fix the character anyway, right? Right. Okay, so let's just talk about how broken this character is and go from there. What is wrong with your animation? Shouldn't be broken. Oh, I love this bug. This bug is so funny. Oh, I want it to be bigger. I can't. There we go. Just dug in. Oh, I would keep it, but then she can't move right. It breaks the skeleton. It's not. It's a funny bug. It's one of the DAZ bugs, and it just. Some of the bugs are just unreal. There was one where I don't think I have the picture anymore, but like the character was like, it was that ghost girl. She was like flying sideways, and her head was like, her neck had been like bent out and then down again, like some weird, you know, like, it was like 2 feet in the wrong direction. It was like really weird. She's just like leaned to the side, and we were just joking that, you know, you're just in the morning, you know, you're just laying in bed, and you just see like, you know, this face right in front of you. It's just like up, and it just kind of floats off, and you're like, it's just the weirdest things. Animation bugs are the best. But, like I say, it breaks the skeleton. She won't be able to move. So as much as I like the bug because it's hilarious, can't stand it. I like it, but I can't stand it. Sadly. Why can't I see? It's easily fixable. There you go. That's all it takes to fix it. Doesn't mean that fixes all of her problems, but that's all it takes to fix that bug. It's an issue with the IK. Getting Poppet's IK to work correctly was just a nightmare, especially with the animation system that I barely understand. All right, cool. Let me look at one of the working animation thingies. This one actually works. But why does this one work? Double check here. Because I had to get the velocity right and set the ground speed myself, I think is what it was. Currently in my game, like Patrick's the hardest fight currently in the game because I just haven't added anything else. So by process of elimination, the mini boss, the first mini boss, is currently the hardest fight in the game. Eventually, she'll be the hardest fight in the demo. Though I'm gonna fix the model. She didn't come out right as my placeholder until I get the model I want. Later on, there's going to be basically 3 ways the game can end. All of it centers around, there's a character you can opt to save. If you fail to save that character, or you opt to kill that character instead, it goes down 2 different bad paths, in which case you can fight the ghost girl or the woman in the paintings, options. And those are going to be like end boss fights and they're pretty hard. But if you find a way to, you know, if you do save that person, it leads to getting all the tarots and going to a secret area and fighting the real last boss. Like 2 of them, and they would by process of elimination be the hardest. Hopefully. And if they're not the hardest, they kind of did something wrong. Oh, I think I remember what the problem was. I haven't done one of these in forever. Locomotion. Do you have idle on here? Oh, yeah. Fine, whatever. This one's fine too. It just has idle in the end, right? Idle. And this one has idle as well. Never mind. It's I was on the right thing I needed. 1 second. This one here. Go to here. Bring this over here. Do this. Walk in place. Grab the idle. I don't know why Epic likes this walk in place crap. Idle is just fine. None of this idle crap. I copied the third-person animation template, and there's some issues with it that, you know, you have to change out every time. Yeah, it'll be a fight against 2 of the toys who are really responsible for why the curse happened. They are going to be tough because they're possessed by, you know, not the curse. There you go. Now she moves around just fine. Oh, kinda. Except for she has messed up ones like this. I have to lock those in place, I believe. kind of want to switch her to the other animation system, but I don't understand the other animation system, so I'm probably gonna have to like look at some tutorials on it because I just don't quite get it. Enable root motion. Does that fix it? I don't think it will. I think it'll force you to always walk forward. I'm gonna have to copy the animations without that. Okay, I can do it. I got this. There's like two ways to do animation. There's like root motion, there's not root motion. And root motion means that the animation itself moves it, and not root motion means that the it stays in place. And most of the time I do walking with not root motion. Root motion walking is just, it's awful. I hate everything about it. This is my explanation. I just hate it. Thanks, I hate it. I'm going to just retarget these animations from this other character onto this. Try to. I just want to export the animations, but I don't really want to auto-generate the retargeter. I don't think I need a retargeter. Gonna freeze on me? It might be. Yes. This might not work. These things are finicky. So finicky. It's because I'm just using characters from the other thing there, and it's just from Daz, and they just... Don't use characters from Daz if you can avoid it. We'll see. At this point, I'm just trying to make this one floor be the demo. And I want to try to get this out by sometime in winter. I don't know exactly when, because like I said, I work, so it's kind of hard to predict too much. Oh, that came out well, didn't it? Yeah. This character has some broken. Why did it only copy one? The new retargeting system is weird. I think the best way to put it, it's just weird. I'm gonna try to... I might just have a placeholder character until I get that working correctly. Well, no. Fine. Let me just redo this here. I have, light distract. It's good for making you feel like you're in kind of like a weird little toy circus. Very fitting. Has a very like Alice Madness return. It's pretty good. That's what I want. Do I want to try to set up the man? I don't know. That the other thing causes a lot of problems. I'm gonna make a backup before I even do that. I should have the other characters somewhere though. The mannequins right here. Can't just retarget this one? Doesn't this have an animation? Yes? For UE's ones. Got them backed up. Funsies. Just do what you gotta do, buddy. We need that. Here, does it not want to do any? I want this one. This one, yeah, I go. And then voodoo. That's how you get it to work. I just forgot to do it the right way. They just created this new system, so I'm a little less than proficient with the new system. I'm getting there. I'm at the point where I can often solve my own problems. Search out Manny. Replace with voodoo. Here. This should fix it. Hopefully. Yeah, oh, it's got that problem. Let's do the walk forward. Does that work? Oh, it's still got that. Root motion. I think that's how you do it. I'm gonna try this again. Why'd I save those? Whatever. It do be like that with Daz sometimes. It just makes life harder sometimes. You get used to it. Sure. When you just wanted the basics. Okay, we're just gonna... There's have too many things in this. I need to really sort this out. I will make a new folder. I don't care. Guess I don't have to worry about it. Take a quick bio break real fast though. This tea I've been drinking is winning the battle. Be right back. Good times. Water instead. Already like 12:30 and a.m. and I don't know if I want to be drinking a bunch of caffeine this morning. But still walking forward. I think it's just the animations themselves are missing. So I yeah, and I can't force the root lock. Obnoxious. Did it? Sure. Are they watching anyway, apparently? Get it? Less exciting. That's okay. Streaming earlier is proving better anyway. People tend to really show up early on, and then later it's just like, there's nobody. Because people do this weird thing called sleeping. Bizarre. Nobody sleeps. I even worry about fixing this particular one there. I just want to fix the actual AI. But I mean, technically, I could just use the other one there and then just change up the. They're kind of like the same. I have. This works except for it's different. I'm pretty certain these all have. I think they're in here, and then last time I messed with this, it broke a bunch of stuff. I want to make a backup before I do that. As far as I know, they don't need any special things there because they're just literally the same. Perfect. My restart. Been streaming almost 3 hours. I can only stream so long because then I still have to do work too. So it's not like I can get away with being lazy the whole time. Wish I could. It'd be so nice. Waiting for it to do all the changes. Background here. Once it's 3 hours, if no one's currently watching, I'm probably just gonna bounce so I can get other work done I gotta do. Actually, I want to do this all the time. It's not a good idea to do this all the time. Okay. Sure, whatever. Just do it. What's a variable? That acid reflux is. Bleh. I grabbed the wrong one like an idiot. Why is it still seeing use? I just didn't like that. Fair enough. Yep. Oof. I hate acid reflux. I don't understand why you're errored. Yeah. Just no, I don't care. Whatever, nobody cares. All those are garbage anyway. People's packs include them and they're just broken. It's just a no. I'll get deleted soon. The stretch. There we go. No, it's still screwing up. You know why? Not that fault. That's working. I have over the side here. Let's do a quick change here. I already have it selected. Perfect. Let's wait then. Have to delete all the old crap. I was supposed to get all my enemies together this month anyway, so that's what we're doing. Perfect. Where are you going, buddy? She's definitely confused. But at least now that works. That's the start. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna balance at this point. I'm watching it being 3 hours. I got regular work I gotta do anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow night around the same time to do more pointless dull action. I don't know. Anybody watched in the future, thanks for watching. Anybody watched tonight, thanks for watching. See you later.